Right, welcome back, and back to you, Engineer Shabaan. And we were speaking about the Egyptian economy and how it sustained during the year of the COVID-19. To which reasons do you attribute how the Egyptian economy sustained during this period? And I'm speaking here, are we speaking here about the performance of the monetary policies, the leadership keenness to come out with a strategic vision and that goes in parallel with the challenges? What exactly made our economy be able to confront 2020?
Let me put it this way. For some time, and for actually a long time, there was always two parallel economies. The public and the governmental economy, and the civilian economy in the countryside and all over Egypt. I mean, people always survived, the problems. 1967, we were under a lot of pressure, but we did not collapse due to the fact that we still have this parallel economy. The farmer have his own, crops and his, cattle, and life keeps on going on. It's a very active country. I think it's a combination. The government had really good measures. The central bank had good measures, and these green bonds that the central bank is about to issue or issued already attracted a lot of investors. I think it's a combination of elements actually that made the Egyptian economy so far stable actually. Hopefully, we will be able to utilize the the infrastructure that we actually accomplished in the year 2020 right after, or within few months. The country will be ready to welcome investors. So hopefully with the economical policy that the central bank is adopting, and with the accomplishment of the infrastructure projects, the country will look attractive to investors, and this will help the economy to boost again instead of stagnation, because we might be able to reach a point of stagnation very soon unless we have or we attracted somehow investors to come to Egypt.
With 2020 and all its challenges and the economic reform program that was put ahead of 2020, and that has also put some burden on the citizens. Also, we've seen some of the announcements, some of the decisions and instructions that were given to the government to carry out for smoothing or lessening the pressures on the most vulnerables. And we've seen lots and lots of initiatives. We've seen Takaful Karama, decent life. We have seen the instructions of building 1,000 villages in all Egypt, or at least improving their standards in order to facilitate issues. Yes. How do you view that? How do you view those steps that were carried out with the government? How do you view the importance of these instructions that were followed up by the leadership itself?
Definitely. I'm right in the middle of it. I've seen laborers actually in the agricultural section or in construction who were out of business, due to the pandemic, for instance. And they applied for this financial help from the government, and they received it actually. It is not propaganda. It is actually facts. The government is lending a hand to all the average laborers and the most vulnerable number of laborers in Egypt. It's a huge number actually. And if I may call it the financial help or a pension or whatever you call it, is not really that bad. It helps these laborers. In the agricultural section, a labor used to get about £600 each to assist in facing the shortage of income that he's getting.
But I'm also speaking about initiatives, real initiatives, housing units for the needy or the people who have less ability to get homes, changing urban areas into areas like Asmarat, for an instance. We're speaking also about this Decent Life initiative that is working on enhancing the lives of citizens. How does this reflect on the citizen himself and his ability to grasp all the burden of the reform or the economic reform program?
To be honest with you, I think relocating people from the underprivileged areas to a place like Asmarat will impose over the over the people a new type of life. But on the other hand, in order to be able to cope with the requirements of this new standard of living, people will have to change careers, try to actually get new jobs. I think the situation is pushing people to gain more skills. If you want to have a better life, you have to improve your capabilities and be productive. Nobody will give you things, will just give away things. Nobody gives away things. So I think the government is offering a decent life, but again, it is the responsibility of the people to actually improve their capabilities and cope with the requirements to be able to, live in a better places.
Guess what we need of them is to work more.
Work hard and more, yes.
During the past period and in 2019, we've seen Egypt's leadership or chairmanship to the African Union, and that Egypt has relied on promoting not just Egypt, but propagating for the whole Africa. Nowadays, we are seeing a kind of alliances, and Egypt has been working to open the gate for Africa, to Europe, to the whole world.
Yes.
How far did this reflect not just on Egypt, but also on the whole African continent? And how does this reflect on Egypt?
Well, what we've witnessed actually is just the start, actually, because yet we hope to have, have a stronger plan to be able to coordinate between the African countries. So far, Africa produces a lot of raw materials, and most of the raw materials are still, shipped to Europe and, come back to Africa as final products. We need to encourage free zones like the one that they will have in Niger.
try to welcome back, and I guess there was a technical problem taking place here. Back to you, and where we stopped, and yes, the growing role of Egypt in Africa, and that which is leading it to the outer world.
I love to see actually, you know, a connection between Egypt and the trapped African countries that do not have shores, like Chad, like Niger, like all of these countries do not have accessibility to ports. Our ports on the Red Sea could work as a port for these countries. And I would love to see a highway similar to the Alexandria Cape Town that connects, for instance, Qusair or Safaga to Dakar on the Atlantic Ocean across the African desert. This will actually improve Egypt's economy. This is like a new Suez Canal, but on land. You know, there is a lot of ideas that could, you know, add to the Egyptian economy. Indeed, we are busy right now with the basics, but the time will come to consider really all of these ideas.
When we speak about this upcoming stage, we're speaking about hopefully recovery from the COVID-19 from this year. What do we need at this upcoming stage? How do you expect us to overcome the impact of the COVID-19, while putting into considerations that we are not alone in this? It's a global crisis that has been taking place. What do we need at this upcoming stage?
We need to improve our media, you know, and be able to deliver a message to the people to create awareness. And this could be a beginning of a new era for the media, because I think the media is carrying the responsibility of creating a new era in awareness in Egypt. We need to change a little bit our culture to be able to cope with what's happening worldwide. We cannot just maintain what we have right now, because this will not really help us to cope with the other countries in the area, I mean.
No. I guess that would be my last episode during this year. Next year, we're hoping for you, for our audience, and for people all over the world, that this upcoming year would be a year filled with mercy, a blessed one, a one that doesn't see any of the sadness and griefness that we have seen during this year. Thank you so much for being with us, Engineer Hassan Shabaan,
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Happy New Year for you, hopefully.
Happy New Year to you.
Yes, inshallah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And dear viewers, many thanks for watching. See you next week, which would be next year. So until then, good night.